Hey guys, Coach Casey here with you this afternoon, and super happy to be back in front of this camera and talking to you about running. And haven't been able to do this in a while, in the last couple weeks anyway, because I've been traveling quite a bit. And so just kind of been on my regular routine, so happy to get back to summertime running and getting ready for my personal marathon goals coming up here in October. But the thing that occurred to me as I was traveling is that there are probably just a handful of things. I've got a lot of stuff in my toolkit for rehab and prehab and little balls and implements and things like that that I'll use. But if I'm going away on a trip, whether it be a weekend or a whole week or however long it is, I can't necessarily pack all of that stuff. So if I'm limited to just a couple things, especially if, as I was traveling, having just like a carry-on, and I don't want to leave, there's some things I just don't want to leave home without. So if I'm on a desert island, or if I am going to Michigan, what will I take with me? And there are two things in particular I wanted to spotlight today. The first one is my trigger point massage ball. I feel like I can almost do more with this thing than I can even with my roller, which I know so many of us love our rollers, but this thing I feel like I can get into muscles and into tissue and just really begin to knead into those. Let me show you what I mean by that. And so if this is obviously this is my calf, and I tend to get some Achilles problems, and so I like to be able to just dig in here as much as I can, or I can, and so with that hurts, but I can dig into this a lot more so than I can with any any of my rollers. I can just kind of work my way down that area right there. Or I can, because this is so firm, I'm pressing as hard as I can. See, there's no give to it. I can stand on this if I need to as well, to relieve pressure on through my arches and my heels and stuff like that. I can also tuck it in and sit on it if I want to go ahead and bring some relief to my hamstrings. Also love to do maybe like lay on my side and do some clamshells and tuck this in kind of like into my hip pocket area and be able to relieve that glute, and especially these are all things that will tend to tighten up, especially the glute and the hips as I'm traveling a lot. You can also lay on it, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna let you Google that and figure out what you'd like to do. The other one is probably something that's a little bit less known, but something I came across in Kelly Starrett's Ready for a Run, and that is voodoo floss. And my physical therapist has used this on me as well. Let me see if I can take this down here and show you exactly what this is. So this is essentially a big rubber band, and I already have it wrapped around my calf. I actually don't need to do this tonight because I'm not super sore, but a lot of times I may get some tightness in particular in this kind of meaty part of my calf, which I'm sure a couple of you do as well. And so what I can do with this voodoo floss, and again, what I would suggest you do is probably to go and Google a physical therapist demonstrating how to properly do this, or maybe I can get someone on here in the not too distant future and they can show you how to do it. But essentially what I've done here is I have wrapped this at about a 65 to 75% stretch. This is something that I do for myself. If you choose to do it, that's up to you. Again, this isn't medical advice necessarily. This is just what I do to take care of my calves. And then so as I do this, this is all tight. I'm flexing my ankle, as has been shown to me, as I've read about. And as I do this, you know, I'm kind of, as you would if you had a rubber band tightened around your finger, you start to feel like the blood is swelling in this area. And then what happens now is that as I take this off, all the blood comes rushing back into the area that was wrapped. And then as I get up and I walk around, this is going to feel like it has been received just like an hour-long massage. It's going to feel nice and loose and relaxed. And I've even had some really deep pain that as I've wrapped that around there really well and done a few goes with the flexing and stuff like that, and then take it off, walk around, do it again. I found that to be super effective. So those are my two go-to things. I'm traveling. These are in my carry-on. If there are things that you have found to be equally helpful, I'd love to see those in the comments below. And these are also, by the way, these are things I've just found on Amazon. So not too hard to find. Also at specialty running stores, although I don't know if I've seen the voodoo floss there, but you can definitely Google or check out Amazon for voodoo floss and you'll find exactly what I'm talking about. I will also leave some links to perhaps some physical therapists that were demonstrating how to use this so that you can also get that professional opinion. Anyway, happy running and good luck as you begin your own race plans for your marathon. And if you are in, you're just kind of, you're feeling it a little upside down in what you should be doing to get ready for your marathon, I'd love to help you out. So just reach out and get in touch, and we can get ready for that 5K, that 10K, marathon, half marathon, even triathlons. Whatever you have and whatever your goal is coming up later in the fall or later this summer. I'd love to help you out with that. So happy running, swimming, biking, whatever you do to get outside and be active in these wonderful summer days. Talk to you later.